Well, you may have had Google Pay and now you have Google Wallet. But then again, you may have had Google Wallet, gone to Google Pay, and now have Google Wallet back again. Are you confused? Well, Google's confused. The credit card companies are confused. So let's watch this video where I try to make sense of this. It's Ron Brown with Tech for Senior, where we make videos to help explain technology. We have over 700 videos on our YouTube channel, and they are all royalty-free for you to use. All we ask is that you give us that little like, and if you would like to be informed when we create new videos, just click that subscribe and we'll send you a notification. Now let's get on with Google Wallet. Mobile transactions is a multi-billion-dollar business. Google is running a distant last. Apple is captivating this at 92% of all mobile transactions, followed by Samsung at 5% and Google at 3%. A lot of this, I feel, is because of confusion on how Google Pay and Google Wallet works. So let me try and explain that today in this video. Since 2011, Google has had Google Wallet and then Google Pay, and then had different versions of this in different countries. And this has become very confusing as it's changed over the past years. Primarily, Google Pay is a service linking your electronic device to a credit card. This allows a secure transaction to occur through your existing credit card without any identification of personal data. Google Wallet is really a storage area for your loyalty cards, gift cards, secure card payments. As this has progressed over the past 10-15 years, it is different in different countries. And this is all being made more confusing by the recent changes at Google and no real clear leadership on a path they want to take. So let me try and make sense of this as we move ahead. So the relationship between Google Wallet and Google Pay depends on what country you're in 2022. For example, in Canada now, Google Pay is being replaced by Google Wallet. And if you had Google Pay on your phone, you will now notice that it just turned into Google Wallet. This depends, it's different in the United States, where you both have Google Wallet and Google Pay still. So it really is country specific, and you'll have to sort that out depending on which country you live in. But at present in Canada and many countries around the world, Google Wallet now encompasses Google Pay. So Google Pay and Google Wallet are the same thing, but it's being branded with the Google Wallet symbol. So I take my credit card and I go and I tap and pay, but I don't hit the right area to tap. Darn it, it won't work. If my credit card's been sitting in my wallet for over a year, well, it sometimes doesn't work either. And I have to keep tapping and tapping on the stupid machine, and it doesn't work. I am so happy that I now have Google Pay, well, actually Google Wallet, on my phone. So I now can just take my cell phone and I just bring it up within an inch of the machine and bingo, it works. Different technology than tap and pay with your card, because you're not tapping and paying with your phone. It's using NFC, near field communication, which is just a proximity. You just bring this within probably about an inch of the machine and bingo, the transaction is complete. Not only is the transaction complete, but it is a secure transaction, and your personal information such as credit card name and number is not given to the vendor. So this adds a big level of security. I'm amazed as I've been going around the last month watching how many people are actually using their phone for a transaction. I'm also using my watch. That is even better when you can use your watch for this because I don't have to get my phone out. So what I've just described is a payment service you can use, and most people, 92%, are using Apple Pay, but of course there's Samsung Pay and Google Pay. Google Wallet is more encompassing and of course involves not only storing all your loyalty cards, your passports, your driver's license, your vaccination cards, but also Google wants it to be a secure financial service that you can use to send money to peer-to-peer or to send it to different banks or different countries. So this is going to grow as Google adds more services to the Google Wallet. Who can use Google Wallet? I'm going to look at 3 devices. I'm going to look at a PC, I'm going to look at a mobile device, and then I'm going to look at a watch. So let's start with the mobile device. So Google Wallet can be used on any Android phone. This means it's available on all Android, including Samsung phones. This is different than Samsung Pay, which of course can only be used on a Samsung phone. Google Wallet can also be used on an iPhone, but not for credit card purchases. You can use it for peer-to-peer transactions with other Google accounts, but not credit card services. When we look at smartwatches, things get a little more tricky. And currently there are 7 smartwatches that allow Google Wallet to be used, and I'll put that list below. So the first question I always get is, what about the Fitbit Sense? That's a watch I always talk about. It's made by Google. Isn't Google Wallet available? Well, no, it's not. In fact, you have to use Fitbit Pay. Fitbit Pay is very limiting, and in Canada, none of the credit cards for major banks will really work on it. It's very limited in its scope, a little more available in the United States. But Google Wallet is not available on the Fitbit Sense. But of course, the Galaxy Watch 4 made by Samsung, it is available and will work on the Galaxy Watch 4. It is not available on the Apple Watch. Now the Fitbit 2 Sense has been announced, and Google says that Google Wallet will be available for the Fitbit Sense 2 at some time in the future, but not at time of release. So if you're planning that as a purchase, I would hold off until they actually get the software developed. The new watch coming out this fall, of course, will be the Pixel Watch. And of course, rumor has it that the Google Wallet will be available on the Pixel Watch. Yay, that'll be great. So let's look at a PC. So Google Wallet, or the storage center, is not really available on a PC. But when I talk about a PC, it could be Linux, it could be Apple, or it could be a Windows PC. Anywhere where Chrome is being used and you have a Google account, you have the ability to use Google Pay. Now, it's a little bit different on a PC, because what actually happens is you go to your Google account, and in the payment center of your Google account, you can enter your credit card numbers. Within the Chrome browser, you then have the ability to autofill your credit card information in an online transaction. So in summary, it's not an app, and you would actually set this up through the Google Payment Center within your Google account, and then use the autofill feature in Google Chrome. So there's going to be incredible growth in the financial services that Google has to offer over the next few years. I would really encourage you to use Google Pay or Google Wallet, whichever country you're in, on your smartphone, or better yet, your watch. It's great. So let's watch carefully as the competition heats up, as PayPal, your own banks, Google Wallet, Google Pay, Apple Pay all compete for the big financial market in electronic transactions. It's Ron Brown with Tech for Senior. I hope this video has helped clarify Google Pay and Google Wallet. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Until we see you again, have a great day.
Browser Cookies, I'm Hewie Poplock. Cookies. As an avid internet surfer, you've most likely heard of cookies. No, we're not talking about the ones filled with chocolate chips. We're talking about the ones that allow you to log into your favorite websites. Cookies may impact your online security, so check out these tips to manage them and keep your online accounts safe. What are cookies in browsers? Ever wonder how a website saves the items you placed in your shopping cart last week, even though you closed the tab before making the purchase? This is made possible by cookies. According to the Federal Trade Commission, a cookie is information saved by your web browser. When you visit a website, the site may place a cookie on your web browser so it can recognize your device in the future. If you return to that site later, it can read that cookie to remember you from your last visit, keeping track of your activities over time. Cookies come in either the first-party or third-party variety. There's no difference between the two in how they function, but rather in where and how you encountered them. First-party cookies belong to sites you visited firsthand in your browser. Third-party cookies, or tracking cookies, generally come from third-party advertising websites. Although cookies generally function the same, there are technically two different types of cookies. Magic cookies refer to packets of information that are sent and received without changes. Historically, this would be used to log into a computer database system, such as an internal business network. This concept predates the modern cookie we use today. HTTP cookies are a repurposed version of the magic cookie, built for internet browsing and managing online experiences. HTTP cookies help web developers give you more personalized, convenient website experiences. They allow sites to remember you, your website logins, and shopping carts, so you can pick back up where you left off from your last visit. However, cyber criminals can manipulate HTTP cookies to spy on your online activity and steal your personal information. Cookie hijacking, also known as session hijacking, is typically initiated when a cyber criminal sends you a fake login page. If you click on the fake link, the thief can steal the cookie and capture anything you type while on the fraudulent website. Like a phishing attack, cookie hijacking allows a cyber criminal to steal personal information like usernames, passwords, and other important data held within the cookie. If you enter your information while on the fake website, the criminal can then put that cookie in their browser and impersonate you online. They may even change your credentials, locking you out of your account. Sometimes criminals initiate cookie hijacking attacks without a fake link. If you're browsing on an unsecured public Wi-Fi connection, hackers can easily steal your data that's traveling through the connection. This can happen even if the site is secure and your username and password are encrypted. Because the data in cookies doesn't change, cookies themselves aren't harmful. They can't infect computers with viruses or malware. But if your cookies are hijacked as part of a cyber attack, a criminal could gain access to your browsing history and use cookies as the key to enter your locked accounts. For example, a hacker may steal your identity or confidential company information, purchase items in your online shopping carts, or loot your bank account. Preventing cookie hijacking attacks can allow you to browse the internet with greater peace of mind. Follow these tips to not only safeguard your personal information, but to also enhance your browsing experience. Make it a habit to clear your cookie cache regularly to prevent cookie overload, which could slow your search speeds. Also, almost every browser has the option to enable or disable cookies on your computer. So if you don't want them at all, your browser support section can walk you through on how to disable them. Although it's convenient to not have to retype your credentials into a website you frequently visit, autofill features could make it easier for a criminal to extract your data with cookie hijacking. Plus, autofill is risky if your physical device falls into the wrong hands. To browse more securely without having constantly re-enter your passwords, use a password manager. Strong, unique passwords for each of your accounts, updated regularly, offer ample protection against hackers. Multi-factor authentication, or MFA, adds yet another layer of security by double-checking your identity beyond your username and password, usually with a texted or email code. When your account offers MFA, always opt in. Criminals can hijack your cookies if you're browsing on an unsecured public Wi-Fi connection. To prevent a criminal from swiping your data, use a virtual private network, or VPN, a service that protects your data and privacy online. A VPN creates an encrypted tunnel that makes you anonymous by masking your IP address while connecting to public Wi-Fi hotspots. This is a great way to shield your information from online spies while you're banking, shopping, or handling any kind of sensitive information online. Use antivirus software, allowing you to keep your online passwords, which are often stored in cookies, in one secure location. Warning you of suspicious links, keeping potentially harmful cookies off your device, protecting you against viruses and malware, and blocking spam and emails that could lead to sites containing dangerous cookies. Let's look at some of my cookies. First, we have to find them. In order to do that on my Windows machine, first you click the three dots or parallel bars menu button. 2, choose the Settings option. Scroll down to Privacy and Security section. Click on Cookies and Other Site Data, then followed by See All Cookies and Site Data. You will be shown a list of all websites which have stored cookies on your computer. I don't clear out my cookies very often. In fact, I have over 4,200 listed when I did this. But you go to Privacy and Security and then All Cookies and Site Data. Notice where my scroll bar is at the top. We scroll down and we're still only a small way down. Notice there are different items listed in my cookies. There's a cookie, there's cache storage, service workers, file system, local storage, database storage, local service, and service workers. So there's different types of cookies that are stored on your system. Let's take a look at one of the items in my cookies. Let's look at northerntool.com. It's showing 25 cookies there. And when I click on that, it'll list several of them. Obviously, not all of them are on the screen here, but as I click on one of them, this is the information I get. I did gray out a portion because I am not sure what that content would be if someone tried to copy it and do something with it. So I did cover up some of it. But you'll notice some of the information that it stores in my cookie for that particular item. Let's take another one. Online.inpixio.com. It's local storage. When I look at it, it doesn't have nearly the amount of information. It just has the local storage, the origin, where it came from, the size on my disk, and then when it was last modified. And then finally, one of the things that you need to do to protect yourself is keep your operating system and browser updated. Browser cookies. I'm Hewie Poplock.
Does it really matter? In this case, it certainly does. The Matter 1.0 standard is here to fix smart home's biggest problems. After an excruciating long wait, the Matter 1.0 standard is finally here. It promises to bring full device interoperability to smart homes. If two devices support Matter, they will work together regardless of their branding. And since Matter leverages the Thread wireless standard, it should increase the range and responsiveness of your smart home. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and get involved. If you happen to own a handful of incompatible Thread devices, the Thread 1.3.0 update will provide improved compatibility, speed, and range within your smart home. But more importantly, this update lays the groundwork for Matter, a universal translator for smart home devices. Matter is actively supported by all the major players, and it will hopefully solve smart homes' biggest problems: device incompatibility and setup. Matter is a protocol developed by the Connectivity Standards Alliance, or CSA, previously known as the Zigbee Alliance. It combines the best of Zigbee, Thread, Wi-Fi, and Bluetooth LE to serve as a universal translator for smart home products. Essentially, Matter solves smart homes' biggest problem: device incompatibility. And you don't need to download any new apps or voice assistants to unlock this functionality, as Matter will be built into Google Home, SmartThings, Miss A, and HomeKit in the coming weeks or months. Matter Standard should also improve the range and responsiveness of your smart home through Thread, an existing protocol that HomeKit users should be familiar with. And notably, Google claims that Android can automatically detect nearby Matter devices for a quick setup. The good news is that hundreds of existing products are already prepared for Matter. Once these products go through a certification process, they should receive an update that unlocks Matter support. We expect major brands like Google, Apple, Samsung, and Amazon to be first in line for certification, as these brands help the CSA develop its Matter protocol. Earlier today, Google revealed its redesigned Home app with Matter compatibility. A public preview of this redesign will roll out in the coming weeks. Presumably, Matter won't feel real until updates like these hit consumers' devices. My thanks go to Andrew Heinzman for his excellent article which inspired this video. You can read the whole article at the link listed. Keep your smart home safe, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.